All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Remember the red PT Cruise I was working on that you couldn't get in the hatch? Remember, I thought it was talking about the doors, but they was actually talking about the hatch. And what I came to find out that the switch is built inside of here. So I ended up ordering this part, rear hatch switch. It's only one problem. You still have no way to get in the hatch, even with a new switch. So you're gonna have to resort to some panel removal, some trickery, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. But first, here's the part I was talking about. Here's the new part. This, my friend, is a new rear hatch switch. All right, so obviously it's just held on by two bolts, but we got to get to those bolts. Here's the electrical part. So I guess the sensor that you push with your finger is under there. You push that to release the latch, rather, and that should get you in. All right, so we got to find a way to get in the rear hatch because there's no way from the outside. So what I think you should do, what I suggest you do, is simply get the seats lowered so we can gain access. All right, so here's the rear side of the hatch. Now what we need to do, or what we're gonna have to do, is simple. Get this panel off so we can get, I'm sure there's an emergency way to get inside of all rear hatches, and the PT Cruise is no exception. So let's try to get this panel off. Let's start with this little push pin here, and we're gonna end up I'm gonna start pulling panels until okay, it's fairly easy. We can start with the third brake light panel, and you got two panels right here, fairly easy. Let's get this one off. All right, now the rear panel, yeah, it's all held on by push pin, people, so we can easily get to it. All right, I just removed the panels to the rear hatch from the inside, so it's possible, it's doable. Now we can safely get to the emergency part of the latch. But what I'm gonna do now is simply unplug this and plug in my new latch, just to see, well, to confirm this is my problem, for one thing. All right, so let me take this off. All right, so I'm gonna grab my new part right here and plug it in and see what happens, since I'm already there. All right, now let's simulate opening. Y'all heard that? That is it, people. See, when I push when I activate the switch from inside, that you can hear the latch opening and closing. So we have confirmed this is our problem. So as a matter of fact, as you can see, this was the problem. Not only that, if you have a scan tool, I'm still pushing it, you can hear the latch operating. If you still have a scan tool, or if you have a scan tool that can read fault codes, this function is actually inside of the cluster, okay, the instrument cluster. So it will set off a fault code. Rear hatch switch stuck, or something like that. I forget the part, P code. It's not a P code, but it's a fault code. I will put it in the description. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our problem. So now it's a matter of replacing it. Let's get to replacing it. Let's do it. All right, I have the new part here. Let's find out where the connection point, and it's pretty obvious that they are right here. 1, 2, and 3. Those look like 8 millimeters. Let's get those off, because from the look of the new switch, that seems to be the only thing that's holding it on. All right, so let's get those 8 millimeter screws out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as far as of course it's held on by 3 screws, but as far as this end goes, it's held on by a little push pin connection. Okay, so I'm not sure if you have new ones. I can't find one that's too big, but if you're going to reuse the old one, you got to be extremely careful taking it off. Where is it at? We're right here, right? If you can see this. But if you're going to reuse the old one, you have to be, you see in there, well, I've been prying on it trying to get it out whole. That's going to be extremely hard to get it out in one piece. So you might want to get you some new ones, or try to get it out as best as possible, but they have to come off. They don't have to be reused, but see, I can pry this one off. So do what you got to do to get it off, and try to use some new ones. If not, try to take it off as whole as possible, or you're not going to have a way to connect the ends to it, and you need that connection properly. All right, let's finish this job up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have all the screws off. I did have to pry up on it to break the seals, but for now I got it out. You're gonna have to get you some glue cleaner maybe and get rid of all the excess on here. But here's the old switch, and we did verify that it was bad. All right, so you're pretty much done from there. Simply reverse the removal procedure. You may need to get you 2 more hold down clamps. Of course, the screws gonna do most of the holding down to the switch right here, but this is a tape. So once you get the old glue off, you should be able to press this on and it seal real good. Simply plug it in, put all your panels back in, and that should do it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to bore you with the installation, because all I'm gonna do is reverse the removal procedure. All right, old switch, rear door hatch switch. Okay, we did have a fault code in the cluster. Okay, so you have to have a scan tool that can read the instrument cluster, because that is where all the functions, the door lock function, everything is controlled out of the instrument cluster. It is a module. All right, so just going off of basic instinct that this is bad is some risky stuff. You should at least verify. You'll have a fault code like rear latch switch stuck. Okay, and that's a true indication that this is shorted out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you saw, we have to get the old glue off of the hatch in order to, so the new switch will properly connect to the hatch. Now here's the eraser bit I'm using. It's Astro. There's a couple numbers on here. I'm not sure where he got it from. I borrowed this from the trim guy. So I'm gonna connect this to my drill and simply drill, the old glue off. All right, so after I get all the old glue off, I will simply install the switch, and that should be a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see, it's coming off. Just keep grinding. Don't panic, because you're not scratching into the paint at all. I like the way this thing is set up. You are not touching the paint at all. So, matter of fact, you can start right here and grab a rag, wipe away all the excess, and start back up until complete. Again, you're not damaging the paint at all. All right, as you can see, look at that. It's pretty. I got as much off as I can. Now I'm simply going with the new switch, and that's pretty much a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Comment and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.